Three for the Money is brought to you by the Trend Center app. This is the best tool for sports betting research. The Trend Center app, you can test betting systems from the past 20 years, explore thousands of existing trends and systems from top betting experts, choose from hundreds of filters to test different systems for each sport. Save these trends and get notified when their systems have games. Download the app and use our code TFTM for 15% off a premium membership after a 2-day free trial. Okay. We're here. We're back. Street for the Money. New episode every Thursday, per usual. Brought to you by the Trend Center app, the greatest tool on the planet for betting on sports. If you don't got it, check it out. Check them out on Twitter. They're giving away science-based picks all the time. Check that shit out. I'm not sure I was supposed to curse in like the first 5 minutes of a YouTube video, but we're gonna roll. We're gonna keep going. All right. It is week 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's week 9. I didn't do too bad. I ended up going 5-4, and I hit my surefire pick. And then we didn't tweet this out, but I believe all of us bet on Kittle anytime touchdown for Sunday Night Football. And that hit.
It
Obviously,
was
I
a it
lost
was
it.
a group chat effort.
Mhm.
So yeah, we did. But no, we did not tweet it out.
We did not tweet that out. So, yeah, went 5-4, hit the surefire, hit the Kittle anytime touchdown. Um, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling not confident, but positive. I'm definitely not confident, but I am positive. Um, Chris, how did you do?
I mean, I feel like it's the same every week with me. I'm just trying to survive. I went 5-6, but I hit my surefire, so that's good. But I feel like I just keep going. I either have like a bad week or a break even. I haven't had like a really good weekend since like week 4, but maybe this week will change. This slate sucks. I sneaky love the board though. So
Mm.
I'm pretty like this week's either going to be a disaster or a huge hit for me. So we'll see. But yeah, week 9. Guess we're pretty far into the season now, and it's about the time I start getting a little sad. But anyway, well, let's have a week. How about it, boys?
Let's, yeah, let's do it now. Yeah, let's have the week now. Yeah, Sean, how did you do?
I went 8-6, or I guess 9-6 with the Kittle, but it's kind of a bummer because I was 5-1 after the noon slate, so kind of went on a little down slope for a while, which sucked. But yeah, whatever. We'll move on. Still a winning week. It's all good. We'll just get into this one.
All right, let's get into this week. It is week 9. Like I confidently said earlier this episode, first game we're discussing. We're talking Cowboys at the Falcons. The Falcons are favored by 2.5. Falcons beat the Buccaneers in kind of a shootout. Pretty high scoring game. Cowboys just couldn't really put a full 60 together, a full game together when playing on the 49ers on Sunday Night Football. Missed the cover by a point, depending on where you got it on 5.5. Some people got 4.5. Unfortunately, they did not cover. That would have cashed the surefire parlay last week. Would have been awesome. But yeah, the Falcons are at home by 2.5, and I'll take this one. I'm going over. I'm going over 52. I think plenty of both sides kind of have a decent amount of firepower. Um, I mean, the Falcons defense is fine. I don't think they can if they can't keep it together against a battered and broken Bucks offense. I think they're not going to do too great against the Cowboys who need to get a win. Um, but the Falcons are just playing so well. I didn't want to take either side, so I'm taking both with the over. Uh, Sean, what do you think?
Well, first, we forgot to mention this. Happy Halloween. When this airs, it will be Halloween.
Oh yes, it will be
It's
Halloween.
always a celebratory holiday, so happy Halloween to everyone. Um, they burned me last week, but I did like what I saw from Dak and CD, connecting for 13 catches and 146 yards and 39.6 fantasy points. They look to be heating up. They also should be getting Rico back. He got a little fever right before the 49ers game, which he didn't suit up for. But the Falcons defense has allowed over 130 yards per game on the ground. So that should be a big factor. It's also worthy to note that the Falcons are historically bad in November, December, and January against the spread. They're 9-18-1 since 2021. So yeah, they're basically just sitting out on the porch like a rotted, week-old carved jack-o'-lantern. So yeah, give me the Cowboys +3 here. Chris, what you got?
All right. I don't have either of those. I am taking the Falcons team total over 26.5, -120 on DraftKings. I don't trust the Dallas Cowboys to do anything except allow points to be scored on them. Their defense is just abysmal. 31st in the NFL in points allowed. I mean, the Falcons should be able to score 27 points against them. Atlanta has scored 30 plus in 3 of their last 4 games. And I like the Falcons money line. At the time of recording, I believe it's about -140. That's a little too juicy for my liking. So if it gets to like -1, even if it creep to like -130, I'll take that. Because I did have last week, I had Falcons -2.5 on the show, but Sunday morning rolled around and I saw they were -120 on the money line. So I just took that. So if it can creep down, especially to -120, I'll take the money line double dip as well. But definitely team total over 26.5.
Okay, all right.
My dad is not going to this game. He usually goes to Atlanta every single time that the Cowboys come to town, but he was like, no, not going to this one.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, it's I don't know what to call this season for them.
Bad.
Yeah, not very good.
Bad.
But Dak got engaged. That's something, right?
That was like a week. It was like weeks ago.
That was on the bye week. That was a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that was bye week. Yeah.
His mind's elsewhere. He needs to focus on football.
Was he on the golf course?
Mm-hmm. Apparently, she's like a professional or semi-professional golfer or something like that.
Oh, okay. Because like, I was gonna say like, if you're just like out on the golf course and you're just having a couple Coors Lights and you're just like, you know what? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I got this thing on me. I might as well do it.
All right, moving on.
Good for him. Congratulations.
Yeah. Okay, next game. NFC North matchup. The Red Flaming Hot Lions versus the Packers. Packers.
Are we not doing the other noon game that we talked about?
Bills.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have them in the correct order by time. Okay, next game, Dolphins Bills. Dolphins Bills. That is another divisional matchup in Buffalo. Buffalo's favored by 6. The Bills just manhandled the Seahawks last week. Unfortunately, couldn't cash the over for me. But what do you think, Chris? What are we thinking?
I rode with the Bills with my surefire last week. They're not my surefire this week, but I'm riding with them again. They are just beating the hell out of teams right now. And I think they do it again. Bills minus 6.5. They typically dominate Miami in Buffalo. They have won by at least a touchdown in 7 of their last 10 games against Miami at home. I think they do it again. When they beat teams, they beat the shit out of them. They never really win by 4. They lose or they win by 2 touchdowns. So I just think they keep it rolling. Ride the hot hand. They were good to me last week. They'll be good this week. So yeah, Bills minus 6.5. Will, what are you taking?
I agree, Chris.
Let's go.
Bills. I'm just picking them to stay hot. I don't think the Dolphins really have anything worth note. Honestly, I mean, I guess Tua probably not going to play this week. Maybe I don't know. I've heard that he's trying to play or something, or
He played last week.
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Did not even know. I'm still going to
This
take the
guy.
Bills. Who did they play last week?
Cardinals. They blew a
Nice.
9-point fourth quarter lead.
Okay. Well, I love the Bills here. Sean?
Yeah, it's easy. It's the Bills. I looked at the Dolphins against the spread record, and they are 1-9 in their last 10. That's
Ooh.
just historically bad. Miami has also lost its last 5 in Buffalo by 13 or more points. So, and sitting at 1-6 against the spread this season, yeah, just the Bills look to already be in playoff form. They're just beating the shit out of people. They're a perfect 4-0 against the spread record against losing teams. And Josh Allen's effectiveness is just going to be a nightmare against the Dolphins defense. So it's Bills all day, minus 6 for me.
All right. Cool. On the Bills. Moving on. NFC North divisional matchup. Lions at the Packers in Green Bay. Packers are home dogs by 3.5. I feel like this line is correct, but also I don't know if it's correct. It's it's like the Packers are. Is Jordan Love going to play? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Malik Willis might make an appearance. He did last week during my Surefire. Helped me cash that shit. Um, Shout out Malik Willis, our king. Um, Sean, what do you think about the Lions and the Packers right now?
Yeah, I got 2 plays for this one. First, I'm going to take the Lions minus 3.5. Yeah, I don't think Love is going to play. It looks like they're going to turn to Malik on this one. That's going to limit their playbook a little bit, especially against Detroit's defense. The Lions are just so good right now. They're just so dependable. 6-1 against the spread on this season. Packers are winless against the spread versus teams with a winning record. So it's Lions minus 3.5 all day for me. Next one, I've got under 48.5. This is a pure weather bet. It is going to be gross. It is going to be rainy. They are going to keep the ball on the ground and the clock ticking. Under 48.5 all day long. Chris, what you got?
All right. I'm going against you. Packers plus 3.5. Like you said, it's going to be rainy. It's going to be gross. Jared Goff has not played a football game outside this season, so I think that could come into effect. I don't care if it's Jordan Love. I don't care if it's Malik Willis. This Packers offense is humming. I think Detroit's defense didn't look great against the Titans. I know, it was more of a bend don't break thing. But if you let Mason Rudolph move the ball on you and Calvin Ridley go for $130, that ain't good. So I don't really trust the Lions. Have to come back to earth eventually. They just do. No team can be this good for like an entire season. So I think, we're due for a little regression. Divisional home dog. Give me the Packers plus 3.5. Also, let's go to Trend Center. Matt LaFleur as a dog, as a head coach, 24-10 against the spread. So give me the Packers plus 3 and a hook. William, what are you taking?
I'm looking for the Lions to stay hot here. You made some very good points, and that is everything I thought of as well. But it's just like if this weather is going to be ass, and we're looking at the running game, I just feel like the Lions' running game is just so much better. Might be the best running game in the league with Montgomery and Gibbs. It's great. It's great. That's a great tandem right there. So I'm staying on the Lions. I think they'll probably lose a game that they're definitely supposed to win. Maybe like I don't know. I haven't looked at their schedule, but they'll probably play some cupcake team and lose to them. Kind of like what they did with the Bucks. Not that they're a cupcake team. Didn't want to say that. Put that out there, but okay, I'm on the Lions, minus 3.5 here. Okay, next game, Sunday Night Football. Colts at the Vikings. Vikings looking to bounce back from losing to the Lions last week. Or
The Rams.
The Rams.
Lions 2 weeks ago.
Right. They're looking to bounce back from a 2-week slump here. Colts have benched Sean's favorite player, Tony Richardson. Unfortunately, he got really tired at the end of that game and had to come out. I think his first half stat was like 1 and 15 of completed pass.
But it was terrible.
Yeah, it was horrendous. So this is a Flacco game. Chris, what do you think?
I mean, it's Flacco game. This could be the last time we watch Joe Flacco play on national television. It's Colts plus 5.5. This is a winning football team with Joe Flacco under center. And Tony Richardson gets to catch up on his sleep this week. Well, I guess for the rest of the season is what it sounds like. So, I mean, how do you not ride Flacco here? The Vikings, I know, start the season, we were a Vikings show. We were all aboard the wagon. They are dangerously close to losing wagon status. And honestly, I think they should be stripped because I was doing some digging on this team. They, once, you script the first 15 plays roughly of a game. After that, they are lost. I pulled up I found a stat on Twitter. Let me read it off for you. So plays 1 through 15 of the game, the Minnesota Vikings are first in yards per play, first in scoring, first in passing yards, first in rushing yards, 8th in first downs. That's plays 1 through 15 of the football game. 15 plus, they are 23rd in yards per play, 21st in scoring, 26th in passing yards, and 27th in first downs. Once it gets off script, they don't know what to do. And we've seen that the last couple weeks. They looked virtually lost against a not good Rams team. I think the Colts are live to win this game. I'm going to take a plus 5.5. Depending on how the day goes, I might sprinkle money line. I think the Colts just might be a better team with Flacco, honestly. So I'm taking Colts plus 5.5. And I hate to do it because I rode the Vikings for as long as I could. I just can't do it anymore. But yeah, it's Flacco. It's Flacco plus 5.5, really. But Sean, what are you taking?
Yeah, Colts plus 5. I didn't really realize this until today, but Indy is criminally underrated against the spread this season. Um, they are 7-1 against the spread this season, 6-0 in their last six. And they have yet to lose a game by more than 6 points. Joe Flacco, it's like how do you bet against this? This is just the perfect storm, honestly. It's also worthy to note Colts are 5-0 against the Vikings against the spread all time. So, or at least since 2008. But
Right.
yeah, they have not let the Vikings cover. Even was it last year or 2 years ago
When they were,
when they
it
were
was
up
2 years ago.
33 nothing? Yeah,
Yeah.
2 years ago. Yeah.
that
The Colts still covered that game
that
somehow.
was Jeff Saturday, man.
Yeah. God, what a joke. But whatever. Yeah, Colts +5. Will, what you got?
I'm also on the Colts. I am also off of the Vikings wagon status. Um, it they just came out of the gate super hot, and I fell for it. I think we all did this past 2 weeks. You know what? That's okay.
Uh,
Well, not you.
Not me. Not me.
All right. Well, that's great for you. Uh, so I'm getting off the wagon here. After off the Vikings wagon, I'm riding the Colts. Uh, Colts. They just have like a guy with half a brain, a guy with half a 40 something year old man behind who's seen some shit, throwing some darts, pocket passer. He's in it. I'm riding Joe Flacco. I don't know if any of that made sense, but I'm riding vibes right now.
Doesn't have to make sense. It's
Yeah.
Flacco time, baby.
Yeah, it's Flacco time, baby. Um all right, moving on. Monday Night Football. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are visiting the Chiefs in Arrowhead in Kansas City, and they're favored by 8.5. The Chiefs, that is, they're favored by 8.5. Um, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'll go first. I'm taking the Bucks. I think this is such a huge number, and this is such a trap line where you you start betting, and you're like, you get your bonus bets, and you're like, oh, I can I'll bet on the Chiefs. The Bucks, they have like barely a roster. Uh, I don't know the health of Mike Evans, but when the Bucks are able to really keep into these games, an 8.5 is a big ass number, and so I'm gonna I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take the Bucks plus 8.5. I think they're not gonna win, but they're gonna keep it within the number. Sean?
So the last two games that we just talked about, Colts, Vikings, Bucks, Chiefs. Will, I noticed you didn't take an under
Yeah.
for prime time.
Yeah.
Are they dead? Are they dead yet?
No, I'm just afraid of them.
I'm calling it. They are dead. The primetime unders are dead this season. They
Last
are
week,
12-16 this season and 2-8 in the last 10. This is a perfect spot to keep rolling. I'm going over 45.5. I love the Bucks even without Godwin and Mike Evans. Baker last week, I think he still completed like over 75% of his passes through 3 touchdowns. Bake Show's still cooking, but their defense is Swiss cheese. So Chiefs offense might have a field day, but let's go over 45.5. Chris, what you got?
you were close to convincing me there, but I still have a play I think you're going to like. It's another team total because I'm a coward. I don't want to pick a spread. I'm taking Chiefs team total over 27.5. The Chiefs they're the Chiefs. Travis Kelce is emerging from his early season hibernation. I think Juju's coming back from injury this season. And, of course, Titans legend DeAndre Hopkins probably more involved this week. How do they not score 4 touchdowns against what Sean said, a Tampa Bay defense who is Swiss cheese? I like that over. I was taking it. It's just Baker with virtually no weapons against Spagnuolo makes me a little nervous. So I'm just gonna ride the hot hand again. Chiefs team total over 27. How do they not score 4 touchdowns? Like I don't see it. That being said, they'll probably finish at 27. But Harrison Butker will miss an extra point probably. But but yeah.
Tell him to get back in the kitchen if he does.
But yeah, team total over 27.5.
Okay. Well, that's it for the main slate of games. We're really going to dive super deep into. But now we have our surefire plays of the week. I think I've hit the past 2 or 3. That's probably wrong. I think I missed last week. Whatever. No, I did 2 weeks ago.
No, you didn't. I think you've hit like 3 or last 4 or something like that.
Something like that. I hit last week, which made me really happy. But now it is time for Chris to give his double unit surefire guaranteed not to lose play of the week.
All right. Well, I have hit 3 of my last 4 of these. I got back on track with an easy Bills -3 last week. And I've noticed this. I've only taken favorites and overs, or I guess, and a couple unders. Favorites and totals this season for my surefires. This is my first dog, and we're going to the dog pound. It's Jameis Winston. It's the Browns +2.5 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Jameis has this team like that. This looks like a Super Bowl contender against the Ravens.
That was wild. That was wild.
Like, who the hell are these guys?
Oh, my God.
He threw for like 345, 2 or 3 touchdowns. I mean, this team, I don't know who these guys are. They're a fucking machine. The Chargers can't score. Their offense is putrid. I watched them play against the Cardinals on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago. I mean, the Cardinals' defense is not good. They're fine. The Chargers can't do shit. The Chargers cannot score, cannot find the end zone. I think the Browns win this game outright. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Browns money line, surefire play of the week. Yeah, it's Jameis time. I'm fired up. So yes, I'm ready to go. I'm gonna lock this in as soon as we get off. Sean, what are you taking?
I lost my surefire by the hook the other night, and I think we're in a great get right position. 2 of the worst teams in the league going head to head, and perhaps the stinkiest game of the year so far. Titans Patriots under 37.5.
Huh.
I mean, yuck. What else do I really have to say about this? These teams stink. Titans defense might still be kind of good against bad teams, at least. We don't talk about the Bills or the Lions, but neither team is exceptional on offense. That's for damn sure. So give me this under all day. This might be a race to 10. If I'm being honest, this might be a very, very gross game. That's under 38.5. Or I'm sorry, I got it under 38. So yeah.
Is Will Levis back?
I don't know.
Does that affect
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Game?
No, does not.
I
Not
mean,
at all.
That could be a pick 6 built in.
But he hasn't really turned the ball over like that in a while.
That's true.
I'll give him that, but no, it doesn't matter who's quarterback for this game. This game's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So yeah, under 38. Will, what you got?
My surefire pick of the week. It was pretty sweaty last week. Came down to overtime. Needed that. But my pick this week is sponsored by the Trend Center app. Uh, it might be a little stinky, might be a little cute, might be making a little cute play here, but it's the Rams -1.5 against the Seahawks. Uh, this play has two trends with a 100 score on the Trend Center app, two of the top trends for the games on Sunday. And I think the Rams look to stay hot right now. They're really trying. They're at the bottom of the division, but the division is wide open. They are 3-4. The Cardinals are 4-4. The Seahawks are 4-4, and the Niners are 4-4. I'm pretty sure. They're last in the division, but the division is wide open, baby. They need to stack some of these freaking wins together. And Puka and Cooper are back, and I'm taking the Rams. I'm taking the Rams -1.5 all day. I'm not sure if DK's playing for the Seahawks, if he's questionable or what's going on there, but it's I don't know. It's not looking good for the Seahawks right now. They got their shit fucking pushed in by the Bills, and I don't know. It's tough to see the Seahawks win this game. Honestly, I feel like the Rams are back. Matthew Stafford is back now that he has someone to like actually throw to. Um, I think this is a Rams unleashed game. Maybe. Uh, I'm taking the Rams -1.5, and that's my double unit surefire play of the week. Boom. And I will be parlaying all of our picks.
Always.
Always. I definitely do that always.
I forgot last week, but it's okay.
Yeah, that worked out for you.
It worked out for me. I usually do it. I do. I've done it like every week this season.
Yeah.
But I just forgot this week. But
That's okay.
So I apologize. But I
It's okay.
apologize for my bad pick as well.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Well, it was looking okay.
No, I took it as well.
It was looking okay.
Yeah.
We all had the Cowboys.
Whatever.
That's what did it. Whenever we all ride something, it always
Oh, shit. So take the Dolphins +6.
Honestly, yeah, probably.
Tua makes a comeback. Okay, now that our surefire picks of the week are done, we're going to go into our extra plays of the week. Extra plays, because we have a problem. Anyway, Sean, what are your extra plays of the week?
All right. Broncos Ravens over 43.5. I'm keeping the Ravens overs alive. I'm just keep riding it until it loses. Saints Panthers. Oh, these are all totals. I just realized that. Okay. Saints Panthers under 43.5. These teams stink. Bet the under. I really don't have anything else. If you know anything about these teams, you know these teams stink. So bet the under. Chargers Browns under 43.5. Chargers unders all day. The Jameis factor does worry me a little bit, but like you said, Chris, Chargers have no offense. Although McConaughey, he's looking pretty good.
Dude, that guy.
That guy kind of rocks.
He's showing out for us.
Yeah. Sure.
The few white folk in the NFL.
Yeah. All right. Well, call me when Cooper DeJean gets a pick six, and then I'll hop on that bandwagon with you. But okay. Yeah, I got Will's surefire pick, Rams -1.5. Seahawks, they just had no answer for the run game. The Bills ran all over them last week. Kyron Williams will more than likely look to do the same. So, yeah, give me the Rams all day long. Last play, Giants Manders. you think it's an over, but it's an under 43.5. There's a couple great trends on the Trend Center app that support this, including the trend titled Danny Dimes Under, which is on an incredible 16-game win streak. So download the app, use the promo code TFTM, and get 15% off of your subscription to unlock more great trends like this. So yeah, Giants Manders under 43.5. Will, what are the rest of your plays?
So I have Manders Giants over 43.5.
Well,
because it's a
just
Manders
erase
over.
that one.
I'm gonna take it.
All right. Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Just fantastic timing.
And then I also have the Chargers Browns under 43. And I did also remember the Jameis factor when I was writing this pick down, but I think both defenses are pretty good. I think Jameis kept in check. I'm not sure you can ever tie down Jameis for too long, but
that's true.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think both of these teams combine to hit 43. Just from either of those teams that what they have shown me this season. I will be betting the under. And that's all I got. Chris?
All right. Well, Will, it sounds like you convinced all of us. I'm also on Rams -1.5. I am going to take Saints -7 against the Panthers. Derek Carr and Chris Olave look to be back. And unfortunately for the Panthers, Bryce Young appears to be back again. So Saints -7 as long as Bryce Young is starting that game. Manders -3.5. The Giants blow. Why is this line 3.5? I get it could be a little bit of a letdown spot for the Manders after last week. Some stats that you will like, Sean. Giants at home this season have averaged just over 7 points per game. And in their last 16 games at home with Daniel Jones as starting quarterback, 15 points per game. So
all right, I'm changing my pick. I'm not going overs. You need both sides. I'm just taking. I'm going to take the Manders. What are they? -3.5.
-3.5.
I'm doing that.
So I wanted to take the Manders, but I thought about just that lucky Hail Mary play, and I was like, there's no way they can pull something like that out again. I mean, the Giants are beatable, but they're very beatable, but I don't know. Like you said, it might be kind of a letdown spot, and it's just like I didn't trust it, so just give me the under. Yeah.
I essentially need the Commanders to score at least 18 points. And it was probably a win.
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, Jags, Eagles under 45.5. Jaguars offense is terrible. Now they're down Christian Kirk for the season. They're not going to be able to do anything. And the Eagles, they'll get out to a lead. They'll bleed clock. So yeah, under 45.5. Ravens -9.5. That was my last one. Be more dramatic. Ravens -9.5. Bounce back spot. I don't think Bo Nix is a good quarterback. I refuse to believe it. I know he's played well lately. He's playing against terrible defenses. The Ravens have a good defense. So I think they're going to put him in a blender. Also, Sean Payton, I don't care. He stinks. Ravens -9.5. And that is the card. Need a big old week this week.
Yes. We all need big old weeks this week. Yeah. What else is going on? That's all the picks we got. What else in the NFL land that's going on here?
I mean, I know we touched on it with Flacco, but are they just done with Richardson?
I think they are done. Well, I was hearing them talk about it on like a podcast, and they were like, well, the Colts have a shot here of like making the playoffs and like doing something, and it's kind of, you want to put in the player that gives you the best chance to win, and when you're in the spot that they're in, you don't want to put someone in that's, you know, for a developmental reason, you know. Uh it's it's not like the Titans where we're this is an experiment. This is a Will Levis experiment. We're seeing what he's got, whenever he's not injured. And we're seeing if he figures it the fuck out. Probably won't. But he could. There's a shot. There's a chance. He's got a big old arm. Um, so yeah, I mean, he can throw it deep. So it's different with Anthony Richardson. And when I got the news that he was being benched, I immediately got a flashback to our show like a week or two after he was drafted. And Chris was like, "Hey guys, do you know how many starts Anthony Richardson has had since he graduated high school?" And we were like, "No." And then you were like,
It's like
"What was
14.
it? Yeah,
It was like 14 or 16 or something like that.
yeah. What? That is insane." I know. I mean, we touched on that at the time, but like it's just crazy. And then like he played like what? Did he only play like 2 or 3 games last year?
I mean, I don't remember off the top of my head how many, but it was a handful at most.
Yeah. And so like I'm how did he get this far? I'm gonna be real.
I mean, he is a freak athlete, so I will give him that. He's just not that good. Like, I get, like, it is an experiment. Like, you want to take a freak athlete and maybe mold him into a good quarterback. I don't know. Like, you do see flashes, is like, because he has a cannon of an arm and he can move. He has all the physical traits. It's just sometimes when you ask him to make like a normal play on like 2nd and 8, he just can't do it. So I just have a hard time like seeing like them bounce back. Like you are saying, like he is, and I get it is an experiment, but you're saying like you are not good enough to get us to the playoffs. But 40-year-old Joe Flacco is. I mean, that can't be good for his confidence. Like, especially like I know, and it's like you need to develop him. You need to like make him like you said, it's a project. Blah blah blah. You need reps in an NFL game to do that. You're essentially taking all of those away for the rest of the season if things go well. So best case scenario, you're setting back the Anthony Richardson experiment for another year, which already was set back a year because he was hurt last year. So you may not be done with him technically, but I mean, you gotta start to look around at other guys, be like, hey, we might need to like get this guy out, bring someone else in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so it's weird. Like he has these moments where it's like, wow, that was an incredible play. And then it's just like the simple stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah,
Um,
and no, yeah, he will make incredible plays. And then you'll be like, oh wow, that one play was incredible, and then you think about that for the rest of the half, and you get to halftime, you're like, oh yeah, he was 2 of 15 for like 27 yards. Is he any good?
yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's just like he doesn't like stink out loud. I mean, I also haven't watched too many Colts games this year.
He doesn't make like the Will Levis kind of plays where it's like, oh my God, what the hell were you thinking? But he does make plays where you're like, oh, that was dumb. You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. So I don't know. kind of a duality of a choice here.
I mean, I get why they did it, and I'm glad they did it because I do like Joe Flacco. That's rough to bench your what pick was he drafted?
Like 4?
Fourth overall pick before he's played 10 games in the NFL. That's rough.
Yeah. I mean, Bryce had a whole year before he got benched.
But now he's back.
But now he's back.
Even with Bryce, I mean, it's a little different because you're like, oh, that team is just god awful. The Colts as a team,
that team is awful.
The Colts as a team are pretty good.
Yeah.
So you're essentially being like, hey, you're what's holding us back. As opposed to like with Bryce Young, where it's like, hey, this team blows. We're not trying to get you killed out here. Let's let the vet come in. You can learn for a little bit, and then we'll go from there.
This is definitely a different situation than what's happening in Carolina. But these guys just don't get shots anymore. If you stink, you're getting benched. That's the way of the world. And you're probably not going to start for the rest of the year, and you might not be on the team next year. That's just the way it is. I mean,
I think
he'll be on the team next year for sure. But
first round pick, he kind of has to be.
Right, but like,
I get
these guys just don't get chances like they used to anymore. I mean, we've talked about it before. Like, Mariota got 5 years to figure it out.
Daniel Jones is still trying to figure it
out. Yeah.
Daniel Jones made a big-ass paycheck.
Yeah, Daniel Jones got paid, and they're still like, oh, I guess just go.
He's our quarterback this week.
Yeah.
You have to tell people that he's your quarterback this week?
I saw a stat where it's like, we live in a world where this 4th overall pick is getting benched after 10th start or before his 10th start. And Daniel Jones is about to start his 72nd NFL game.
God, man. That's wild. And it's like, I don't know. It's so weird, like, hearing, like, Peyton Manning talk about this kind of thing. Because he fucking sucked his first year. Mm-hmm. He still has that record that he still talks about throwing.
It's like the most is it the most interceptions for a rookie or something like that?
Yeah.
For like a first NFL season for a quarterback. So
rookie.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, and then like, I don't know. I think Will Levis could throw a couple more interceptions. It's like, all right, well, maybe he'll be Peyton Manning next year.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
That little blip of silence there was
that has been kind of like the go-to argument for whenever a rookie quarterback is
a stupid argument.
You're like, at first it was like, well, yeah, okay, yeah, Peyton Manning did throw 50 million interceptions his rookie year, and he's one of the greatest of all time. Okay, let's set aside the possibility that Will Levis or Anthony Richardson or whoever goes on to be arguably a top 5 quarterback of all time. Let's set aside that possibility. What else should we consider? It's like, I hate that argument so much. Like, yeah, well, Peyton Manning, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, okay. Ryan Leaf also sucked his rookie year, and he was just terrible. There's this one guy who you can point to who is like, oh, he went on to be a Hall of Famer. He went on to lead the league in a shit ton of stats. There's also a bunch of guys where it's like Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell, like all these guys who, they sucked their first year and they sucked the rest of their career until they got kicked out of the league. So yes, I hate that argument.
God, it's such a bullshit argument because I don't know if like anyone really listens to the Nashville sports radio market, but like when they ever have callers in, that's the type of shit that you get on Nashville radio, sports radio. That's like, well, Peyton Manning, and it's like, bro, it's not gonna happen. Like it just isn't. You can't just become a top 5 quarterback overnight. You just can't do it.
And also,
Peyton Manning's a freak of nature.
You seen his head?
Yeah.
So much information in there.
And also the thing, well, okay. Well, I was going to say, Peyton Manning was also a Heisman finalist. Many people say he should have won the Heisman, but I was thinking that, and I was like, well, Ryan Leaf was also a Heisman finalist that same year, so that argument doesn't really totally work out. But
there are more busts than there are Peyton Mannings. Like there are more. There's a greater sample size of busts versus top 5 or 10 quarterbacks.
Whenever I hear
stupid-ass argument,
whenever I hear people say that, it's like, oh, you watch the Titans and then maybe Sunday Night Football. Like you don't know ball.
You don't know ball.
You don't know ball. Not like us. You don't know ball.
God, what a fucking.
Speaking of,
I'm like riled up now. I'm mad.
Speaking of
that would happen.
Quarterbacks, I've seen a lot of people, especially in the last couple weeks, just say like the Titans just need to tank and take Shedeur Sanders.
No.
Hear me out.
No.
One, I agree with that. I think Shedeur. I don't know. I don't know if he'll. That's not the point of this argument. Main point is, do you really think his daddy is going to let him come to the Tennessee Titans?
No. Not without him.
Yeah. Oh, don't even. No.
Not without him.
I would rather have Brian Callahan, and that guy stinks. But no, people who are seriously like, no, we need to tank and we need to draft Shedeur. It's like, no, draft Travis maybe, but Daddy Prime ain't letting Shedeur come here.
I'd trade Travis Hunter all day.
Oh yeah, I think that's who we should get, honestly.
Yeah,
but no, I honestly also have a thing. I said this kind of in jest a couple weeks ago, and the more I think about it, I kind of mean it. I don't want the Titans to draft a quarterback ever again.
No.
Outside of Steve McNair, which wasn't even a Titans draft pick, who of the Tennessee Titans at quarterback drafted who has been worth a single shit? None.
Vince, his rookie year.
Vince Young, his rookie year. Outside of that.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So let's just do the Tannehill thing. Trade for like a
4th round pick.
Yeah, trade whatever for a decent vet, and let's go from there. Build around.
Let's get Andy Dalton.
He's
okay. Well, maybe not as old.
All right.
Maybe like maybe
pay him $100 million.
Maybe gets I don't know. There's not really too many out there right now that fit that, but the Tennessee Titans cannot draft and develop quarterbacks. Like it's just. And I know you can say it's like, oh, well, maybe you can find the next Patrick Mahomes. It's like, yeah. But again, that's
not going to happen.
Hard to do.
Not going to happen. Do you know how often...
just mess them up anyway.
Do you know how often these guys come around, though? Like, these Patrick Mahomes, these Tom Brady's, these Peyton Mannings, like, these are all, like... I mean, 2 of them were kind of in the same era. 2 of them, played each other in a Super Bowl. But like, bro, we can't just ride on that. You can't just ride on, oh, let's just go get the next Patrick Mahomes. Or let's try.
I mean, yeah, the Chiefs, like, I don't want to say like fell ass backwards in them because they did, like, they wanted him, but. Like, he dropped. It's not like they were making moves up to get him or they had the number 1 pick. Like, he fell to them. So it's also like a matter of, it's like, you have to know this guy is the shit. And you have to.
I thought they did trade up.
Oh, they traded, like, up a
They traded with the Bills.
The Bills, yeah. They traded up a little bit. I don't think it wasn't like they moved from, like, 20th to 3. I think they moved up, like, a few picks.
Yeah.
But, so I
do always remember that because, like, that they traded with the Bills to get Patrick Mahomes, and then the Bills got their first round pick for next year, and that's how the Bills got Josh Allen. So it worked out for both teams, but
no, it just I'm like I said that jokingly, but I'm kind of starting to mean it now. I don't really want us to draft a quarterback ever again because they've all been terrible. Marcus Mariota was fine for a few years. Vince Young, obviously, great rookie year. Other than that, who?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of at the point where I'm just not giving a shit about this team.
Like, I mean this year it's kind of tough.
I still watch, but
I watch, but it's very reluctantly. Like, I mean, the past 2 weeks we've turned it to the other games. Eventually,
yeah, like halfway through the third.
Yeah, I think I was like, what other game is on last week? And then we had the Colts Texans, and I was like, all right, well, we both got Colts +5. Let's put it on that, like, because this game, because I had the over in the Titans Lions. Bro, it hit before halftime. It was awesome. Like, it was awesome. And I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, all right, let's turn it to a game where we can kind of sweat it out, maybe, and like be entertained.
Who is the Titans special teams coordinator? Is it Colt? It's Colt something. Colt Anderson?
I don't know that.
Is that his name? Yeah, Colt Anderson. How the hell is this guy still employed?
His name should be Poop Anderson.
It's a good one, Will. It's a good
one.
Thank you. I mean, how many just total return yards did the Lions have last week?
Like, it was like 172. I thought. Yeah. I thought it was.
It like, what the hell are we doing? Like, I know that's not all on him because the players have to tackle the damn guy, but like, I mean,
but it's more than once.
Special teams has been abysmal all season, and it's been the worst I've seen in terms of return yardage, at least, probably in years. Fire the damn guy. But no, I mean, whatever. I am losing faith in Callahan. It's like week by week basis. Like, this guy just stinks. And then the 4 plays from shotgun from the 1 at the end of the half. I was like, this guy just has no clue what he's fucking doing out there.
Run it in.
You're running it well pretty much the entire half. Give it to Pollard. Let him get a yard.
I'm just kind of losing faith in the whole organization. Like, I mean, it stems back to, last year, or maybe even 2 years ago. Just, if things don't go your way, the owner, Amy, just fires people and just lets them go, lets them walk. Doesn't let you trade Derrick Henry to the Ravens and he's going to sign there anyways for something, for draft picks, player, who I don't even know. Nobody knows what it was, but I mean, this, I don't know if Rand's cooking or not. I mean,
I think he got fleeced. I think he got traded, if I'm being perfectly honest. But
yeah, he got cooked. He did kind of flip the Ernest Jones thing.
That was nice.
I was like, okay.
I like that.
We did get more return for what we gave up initially to get him. So
I think it's like on paper, the moves he is like the D-Hop one was bad because, I mean, generational wide receiver, which I say what you will about his age. Amari Cooper got traded for a 3rd. DeAndre Hopkins is head and shoulders better than Amari Cooper. And he got traded for a 5th, what could be a 4th. I think on paper, the Rams or the moves Rand is making are good. It's just that, like, Calvin Ridley before last week was a ghost. It's just like these guys just aren't really doing much. Which maybe that's player development. You can say what you will about that. But at the end of the day, like the players actually have to show up, and GM can't really control that. So
yeah, well, also you spend more money in free agency than any other team in the league, $230 million for players that are difference makers like Calvin Ridley, and we just have nothing to show for it. We won one game against the broke ass Dolphins on national television. Great, yay! But I mean, we're gonna lose to the Patriots on Sunday. We are going to lose that game.
That one might be the final straw where it's like, okay, I don't know how many more of these games I can keep watching.
Yeah, it's
yeah. That'll be the first overall pick game.
Honestly, yeah. What?
It's just I haven't had this little faith in the Titans in a very, very long time, and it's bringing me back to the Wizenhunt days. And it sucks because, like, Wizenhunt went to a Super Bowl, like, had a good track record, but now we bring in this guy, Brian Callahan, who had a good track record as the OC for the Bengals, but went to a Super Bowl, but like wasn't really a play caller also. But now he's the one calling plays. Like and it's just like, I don't know. It's not sitting right with me as a Titans fan. It's really just not. Everything that is going on is just like, this makes no sense. Why are you making these decisions?
I was thinking about this the other day, but I couldn't remember the timeline exactly. When we hired LaFleur as the OC, was that Rabel's first year?
I think so.
Yes.
So they were both first year at the same time.
Yeah.
Should have just hired LaFleur as a head coach.
I mean,
I know that's revisionist history, but like he was also like the hot shit play caller, like up and coming guy. That I know it's easy to look back and say that, but also at the time you could say that. It's like you get a defensive coordinator from the Texans, more of a rah guy versus one of the up and coming play callers in the league. I mean, I should have gone LaFleur. I was thinking about how like much happier I would be right now if LaFleur, which none of the times we probably just fucked it up anyway. But
I mean, there are many moments in Titans history where you could go back and be like, we should have done this, we should have done that. And it's always just right there. It's always staring us in the face. But we can never just pull the trigger on it.
We can never untrade AJ Brown. We can never not re-sign AJ Brown. And I still think, I think I'm going on 3 or 4 weeks in a row of talking about this, but that's it. That's the moment. That is the moment that we went completely downhill and into a spiral. And we will be in a spiral for the next 3 or 4 years.
And
at least.
Yeah. That's the thing where it's like that was the best offensive draft pick we've had since, well, I guess Derrick Henry. I mean, I was going to say Chris Johnson, but I was like, okay, that was stupid. I caught myself, but still, like guys like that, like they don't just come out of nowhere. And the fact that fucking moron thought, oh yeah, Treylon Burks is just going to be the exact same thing.
It's not how it works.
It's not
it's not how it works.
And you know what, Chris? If we drafted another quarterback that turned out to be the next Mahomes or Peyton Manning, we'd just trade him. We just trade him away.
I mean,
But that's all the Titans would do. They would just trade him away. See ya.
He would want too much money, and we would trade him.
Yep.
That's what would happen.
This team doesn't sound like We're starting to sound like Frank the Tank here.
I don't care.
This team does nothing right. This team has never done anything right. We caught lightning in a bottle with Tannehill playing like Patrick Mahomes with A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry and a really good defense. Outside of that, this team hasn't done diddly shit since Jeff Fisher.
Yep. Anything else going on in the league? Because I'm getting upset.
Yeah,
We're also running out of time.
That was our weekly Titans rant. We got to get it off our chest.
Yeah. Tua's back.
Yeah.
Great. Good for him.
Cool.
I learned that
team is terrible. Their defense is awful. Their offense is average at best.
I'm glad he's back. I hope he doesn't get hurt again.
Yeah. If he gets hurt, like I feel like I've said this 3 times. If he gets hurt again, you gotta hang him up, dude.
I did hear something that like unless you're like, slobbering at the mouth or like something extreme, like the doctors can't force you to retire or like suggest that you retire.
Oh, I mean, they can't really like force you to. They can just give their opinion. They can't be like, "Hey, we're not allowing you to play," because they don't have that authority.
Right, but like they don't have they like can't say that they suggest that you retire.
Oh, they can't even do that. Oh, okay.
Or something along those lines, which is like kind of like one of the big battles between like the big concussion protocol, like, like that whole Will Smith movie they made like 15 years ago or whatever. There's something weird like with the doctors that the teams are like allowed to see, that like the doctors are like, we can't suggest that you retire, essentially. Yeah.
I thought they could just only like give their opinions. I didn't know they could.
I mean, that is an opinion.
I know, but
just like I think you should retire. Like that is an opinion.
Yeah, but I didn't know they like weren't allowed to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, no one can really say it's like you have to retire. Or it's like if you get another concussion, it's not like Billy Bob in, was it Friday Night Lights or where he's like bleeding from the ears or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm fine. Like I've never seen that movie or television show or whatever it is.
Friday Night Lights? Oh,
I have not.
Watch the movie, man. TV show is good, but the movie is all-time classic.
Well, which one should I watch?
Movie.
Just the movie?
If you're gonna, watch both if you want. I recommend the movie over the TV show.
Will I be confused?
No.
If I don't watch the TV show?
The TV show came after the movie. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was the reverse.
No, and I think there was a book too. So I think it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to read the book. So.
Well, who the fuck has that kind of thing?
Yeah. I have like an hour and a half to 2 hours per night. So I'd rather watch the movie. But all right, good to know.
All right, fellas. I think I'm going to wrap it up.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Go with me.
All right. Thank you so much for listening and watching. We really, really appreciate it. Check out the Trend Center app, link in the bio. 15% off a premium membership. Get access to all the trends in the world that are available and put in your own trends and get notified when those trends become active on games. NBA is starting up and the NHL has been here for about a couple of weeks. It's great with that. Baseball is about to end here soon. I don't know. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Yankees are up 5-0 at the time of recording, so might not be tonight.
Might not be tonight. We'll have to see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, check out the Trend Center app. It's the greatest tool for sports bettors in the world. It's so worth it. Yeah, and link is in the bio. Follow us on everything. Bandit, did he pick a Thursday night winner last week?
No, he had the Vikings, and he didn't know Puka was playing. That's how is he supposed to know? He's a dog.
Yeah, he can't. He doesn't know that. Yeah, he doesn't have
didn't
a phone.
know Puka was playing. He doesn't have any access to knowledge.
Yeah.
These late additions of just like, oh yeah, he's healthy, like an hour before
I also
the game.
had no. He was on my fantasy team. I had no idea he was playing.
Yeah. So, but he'll be giving out a pick. I think he's 500 right now, or
I think he's one up.
One up. But yes, follow the TikTok and the Twitter. We'll be posting that soon. He's fiending for a pick right now. So we'll get that out to y'all. But yeah, follow us on everything. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. There's 3 of us. Now let's make some money. Woo!
Woo! Wow. All right. See ya.